What's up, guys? Lennon here with soundandpatternsmusic.com. If you've never been here before, this channel exists to help you get more gigs, reach your 1,000 true fans, and ultimately grow your art from passion to profession. You obviously want to make a living or at least some sort of income doing music. You obviously want to make something happen with your music that brings you value, because when you receive value from a monetary sense, from the sense of like having new fans, it brings something to your work that you never had before, right? That's the thing that we want. We want to feel that value because it reaffirms that the things that we're working on are actually worth working on. There's a problem that we have with just feeling like what we make is not enough. When I was a kid, I got my first guitar. I was probably 5 or 6 years old. My dad gave me this guitar and I used to kind of practice it, but off in the kind of by the closet of my room so that nobody could really see me. I wasn't like in the closet, but I was kind of like near it. And one day my mom came by and she saw me. She thought it was really cute that I was like practicing the guitar, but she didn't think about the way she was reacting and she just laughed. So when she laughed, even though in hindsight I know why she did it, it just hit me in this way of like, oh geez, like I must completely suck. My mom thinks it's hilarious that I'm so awful, blah, blah, blah. And we never really discussed it. You know, she made a comment that I don't even really remember, but something that probably only internalized that feeling even more. So then fast forward a few years and my dad is an amazing musician, and I asked him, you know, would you be willing to teach me guitar? And he said, in so many words, no, that he thought I should learn it on my own. And so I had this like battle in my head of, well, I'm not good enough to learn it on my own. People already sort of laugh at me for this. And now, you know, my dad won't teach me how to do this, and he's really great, you know, so I'll never kind of live up to him and where he's at. And so there's like this internal struggle that I had. Fast forward, I'm probably 30 years old and I finally find a place where I can call myself a professional musician. And I'm hoping that you guys are hearing me here, that like, this was a process for me. I found this spot, even though I had been making money out doing shows for years, it took that long to get past this internal struggle, feeling like I wasn't actually a musician. Not to mention all the people in my life that always said, well, that's not a real career. That's not something that you should actually go after. What I realized at 30 is that this is who I am. This is my identity. I am a musician, because no matter what, even though I felt this way, I had to do this. I always felt like I had to do this. I didn't have a choice. This was something that is part of me, right? So fast forward 6 years, and I'm 36, so this is just last year, and 2 years before that, actually 1 year before that, I made the most money I've ever made as a musician, and I didn't feel like I was worth that. I felt like I wasn't capable of repeating that. I felt like it just wasn't gonna happen that way ever again. This was a fluke. This isn't something that I should expect. But I knew that the money that I was blessed with that year actually bought me time. And I'll tell the story about how I made that money on a different video, but it gave me time to figure something out. And part of that was just figuring out who I was. Part of that was figuring out, you know, I knew that I was a musician, but what's the bigger purpose here? What am I really trying to do? And that's why I talk about that so much, is because that was such a big part of me and my journey, is understanding who I am. So last year, I actually made the least amount of money I've made in a handful of years doing music. And I purposefully did that. I knew that I was giving up opportunity to focus on YouTube, to focus on this kind of stuff. So here I sit now, and I'm talking to you, and knowing that last year and then even some into this year, I've made the least money I've made in a while, I can confidently say that I'm sitting here more comfortable than I've ever been, because I know that the things that I'm pursuing right now mean more. They mean more than the money. They mean more than someone telling me I'm cool. They mean more than accolades that you might get. And I'm being reminded that my identity is not music. My identity partially is music, that's part of me, but my identity is just me. It's the things I care about that can change from one place to another, and that's totally fine. So the reason I tell that story is because I want you to really think about why you're doing this. And I want you to think about it from the sense of, who do you want to be? Not what do you want to be, but who do you want to be? The who is so much more important, because then we don't have to wrap our identities around any one thing. Our identity can be a number of different things. Our identity can be something that shifts and changes and molds ourselves into the person that makes us happy, into the person that supports their friends and their loved ones and their families, right? Because for me, the person that's in his late 40s, I know I'm aging myself here, and I'm not in my late 40s now, but 10 years from now, he wants stability. He wants to know that despite the fact that he's not able to be out playing gigs as much as he used to, he still has something that he can use to support his family. He wants to teach and inspire other musicians to go after the thing that they absolutely love to do, and to do it with their whole being, and to be artists, and to be creative, and to be creative with their business, and to be business minded, to be smart. That is the thing that I want. And wrapping all those things up into one thing is sort of where I'm at now. And so I hope you guys see that. You know, I really, really care about this. I really, really care about you all. And the fact that you are here watching this, I've said it in so many videos, it just means so much to me. And I don't get a chance too often to be this version of me, but as there's actually more people here, it's nice to kind of be a little more subdued and know that I'm not just trying to reach out to discoverable content and play the YouTube game. So just know that those of you that are watching this, you mean so much to me. And I'd love to know in the comments if you ever just struggle with this feeling of, you know, if you're actually meant to do this and what you've done to sort of overcome that. Help each other out down there. Help each other out in those comments. Hey guys, listen, if you're not a part of our private Facebook community, I want to go ahead and say that I'd love for you to be in there. I need more people in there that are willing to be vocal in that community, that are willing to kind of keep that community running. At this stage, I am working nonstop. I literally am 7 days a week right now, and trying to dial that back. And so being able to be 100% in that community is impossible, but the more of you that can be in there and sort of developing each other, I think that's very important. So if you have a passion for helping each other out, for being encouraging to each other and listening to other people's stuff, giving feedback, we need you in there. The link is in the description below. And guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching this.